So what I'm actually going to do is hop into the software now. I'm just going to go over a couple of little tools that we just took a look at. So first I'm going to hop into Revit. Cool. Now, inside of Revit, I just have a pretty basic model. This is one of the ones that come out of the box, so everybody should either be familiar with it or you'll have full access to the software. Now, if what I'd like to do is actually look at the information that's below that roof. So when I click on it and make it translucent, I can see all the structure. Maybe I want to actually show the structure in this view. Problem is, I don't want to just completely hide the floor. I'd like to sort of pull it apart so I can actually see what I'm looking at. It's actually very easy. All I have to do is come up over here after selecting the object, and I have a tool called Displace Elements. That allows me to go into a displacement mode. You might not see this here, but I got a little grip that gets placed in the middle. And then I can actually lift this up. Now, the thing I realized is I didn't actually move this object. If I go to any other view, my floor is exactly where I left it. So I didn't actually grab the floor and move it. What I did was I displaced it only in that one specific view, so I can actually make it look a certain way. So it's view specific. I don't have to worry about breaking the rest of my project. Now, the nice thing is, if I feel like, you know, it's hard to understand maybe where this comes from, I can click on the object, and then I have the path button. This allows me to click on any portion of this, and it now understands and shows me the information on how does that portion actually tie back to the rest of it. How does it understand where it belonged? And the nice thing is this actually stays connected. If I move this down, those lines adjust. If I actually move this over, they'll stretch. Now, in some cases, this might look a little bit weird. So what I can do is actually grab all my lines that I have here, and I actually have an option to modify that style, meaning I can make it from straight to being jogged. So it tries to explain a little bit better, okay, well, how do these portions go? How do they actually get where I want them to be? So I can modify these and tweak those. And if I don't want that to do this anymore, simple. Select it and tell it to reset. And then it just drops it right back where it belongs. And again, I can always come back over here, push and pull that up, edit that path, and I can modify my entire displacement set. So if I had a few things here, I can add them to that. So in this case, all I had to do was move one object, get it where I wanted, and then I added other things to that so that way they stayed with this. And if I wanted other elements going in, say, maybe a different direction, I'm just making a new displacement set. So that way I can make little groups of it to help understand what's going on. And the cool thing is, if I go to a view and I'm like, well, wait a minute, that seems weird. Is that broken or did somebody do something? On the bottom of my view here, there's a little button called Highlight Displacement Sets. It makes it easy for me to look at a view and understand what in that view is currently being displaced. So that makes it easy for me to actually take a look at things and figure out, okay, well, what's being overridden or moved to a location where it doesn't physically exist without worrying like, oh, crap, they moved the wall on me. So things like that. So the displacement tools, I believe they were added in 2015. I don't remember if they were in 2014. The version that I'm in right now is actually 2016, though. But this was added at the very least in 15. I can't remember offhand if they were in 14. Cool. Okay, just checked. It actually is available in 2014. So this allows me to tweak all these elements, and then again, I can always come back in and reset and put them back together. So that's just a quick way of graphically showcasing my intent or what's happening behind other elements without making them transparent or without having to go to too many lengths or without having to have a completely separate file that I've broken things in. Now, in terms of looking at things based on timing or scheduling, Revit does have a phase tool. And the phase tool is actually quite good. The problem that we're looking at, though, is that the phases here tend to be more along the lines of phases of construction. So existing, new, something that is being demoed would be demoed in the new construction. So it doesn't necessarily have, week 1, week 2, week 3 kind of phasing. So for that, I tend to look more into Navisworks.